Good morning. How are you? So today we're doing empanadas. This was a very popular dish when I was catering, when I was private chefing. It takes just a little bit of time, but it's really pretty easy. As we saute things, they're going to take some time, so I'm going to be cutting in and out so you're not like watching water boil, watching stuff saute. But I'm going to show you all the ingredients right now. I'm making pork empanadas today. Now, I did have customers who did not eat pork, my Jewish, my Muslim customers. This can easily be done with ground chicken, ground turkey. We can do vegetable empanadas, but that would be a whole new video. But anyway, today I'm doing pork. I have about 2 1/4 pounds of meat here. Now, what I do, because I think it gives it a little more flavor, is I do half ground pork and half sausage meat. Not in the casing, of course. Okay, we have onions, we have garlic, I have tomato paste, I have chicken bouillon powder, okay? I have soy sauce and oyster sauce. I know it sounds strange, but it gives great flavor. I have some chopped green chilies. My family likes a little bit of heat. They come in mild or in hot, your choice. And I have some diced potatoes. I have about 1½ large potatoes. Right now they're in cold water so they don't get brown. And when I was doing Filipino style empanadas, those customers preferred raisins in them. I'm not doing raisins today. I thought they were delicious, but I have a husband and daughter who are kind of picky eaters and I don't think they'd like the raisins. So I'm not doing raisins. But here we go. We're going to start. We're going to heat up our pan and we're going to start with a decent amount of olive oil. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is saute our onions. So they're diced up, pretty fine, not too big. We're going to saute these. And when these get nice and soft and starting to get golden, we'll be back. Okay, so the onions are pretty much there. They've gotten nice and soft. They haven't started to turn brown yet. I did want to mention, I think I forgot to mention the vegetables. For years, I made these, sat there and diced up carrots. I had peas on the side, I had corn on the side. And a few years ago, I saw I believe it was a YouTube video, if I'm not remembering it correctly, where somebody used frozen mixed vegetables. And I'm like, genius, so much easier. So that's what I'm doing. This is a bag of mixed peas, corn, and carrots, just about a generous cup, a rounded cup maybe. And that's what I'm going to be using. Okay, so now we're going to add the garlic, which I put through a garlic press and then run over mincing it with my knife to make sure it's really chopped up well. Just about maybe 30 seconds till you smell it and your kitchen starts to smell amazing. And then we're going to add all our meat. Okay, so this is sausage and ground pork. And we will be back when this is cooked up so you don't have to watch it. Okay, so it's pretty much cooked up. A little pink is fine because this is going to cook for a while more. So what we're going to do here is add our potatoes. And I will say, cooking the meat, if you don't have one of these little gadgets, you should invest in one. They're awesome. Helps break up that meat beautifully. Okay. So we're going to mix that in. We're going to mix in our vegetables. I'm going to mix in my peppers, my little can of chili peppers. We have a 1/4 cup of tomato paste, 1/4 cup of oyster sauce. Now I will tell you, I am not adding salt at this point because we also have a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. The oyster and soy sauces are salty. You can always add, you can't subtract. So we will check later if we need more. And I'm going to take, this is my chicken bouillon powder, just about a spoon, a little teaspoonful, maybe a little bit more. Sprinkle it on top, mix that in. Now this is going to simmer for a bit. Okay. If it gets too dry, add a touch of water, but we really want it to be reduced and thickened up. We're just waiting now for the potatoes to be cooked. When this is done, we'll put it aside to cool, and we'll be heading over to make our empanada pastry shells, which is easy, guys, not intimidating. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay, so this is pretty much done the way I want it. I did taste it. To me, it does not need salt. I did add a pinch of ground black pepper. Now I'm just going to put it in a bowl to cool down. And we're going to go on to making our dough for the empanadas. Hang on. Okay. Have to tell you, I tasted it. It is delicious. Now you can make this as hot, meaning spicy hot, as you please. The can I put in was good for us. We will be back in a couple minutes. We are going to be making the dough for our empanadas. Okay, here we are. So this can be done by hand in a bowl. Use your hands. I'm going to use my food processor. I've got some issues with my hands, so this just makes it easier. I had 2 sticks of butter in the freezer. I grated one and I cut one into very small pieces. Oh, let me show you. Food processor has a metal blade. This food processor also has a plastic blade. That's the one I'm going to use today, but you could easily, if your food processor doesn't have that option, just use your metal blade. I've had this for years. It's a workhorse. I can't kill this thing, and it served me very well. Okay. Let me scrape that off of there and get it in the machine. Okay. Let me grab a towel. All right, I have 4 cups of flour and a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to dump that in. And just give it a quick run to mix it. I also have 1 egg and 1 cup of ice cold water. That's it. I'm going to add the egg. And then gradually add the water till my dough forms. As soon as this is mixed up, it's going to be wrapped in saran wrap and put in the fridge, patted down into a disc, and I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 30 to 40 minutes. And we'll be back. Okay, I wanted to show you this dough patted down into a disc. There are still pieces of butter you can see in there, which makes me very happy. That means it's going to be a nice flaky dough. I'm going to wrap this in saran wrap, half hour in the fridge. Okay, so I actually left the dough in the refrigerator longer than a half hour because I wanted to be certain that the filling was cool enough. I actually put that in the refrigerator. So this is half of the dough. And I just patted it out, rolling it out thin. I have one of these little gadgets to make empanadas. If I were making these smaller for appetizers, I would use a small glass to cut out the circles. But we're gonna have them for dinner with some Spanish rice. So I'm going to use this, which is bigger. Simply cut out circles. I'm gonna lay them on this sheet with layers of wax paper in between. And when I'm done, I'll be back and we're gonna fill our empanadas. Okay, so here we are. What I'm doing is I have my tray of shells here that I rolled out and cut out, whatever size you choose. I'm taking one. I'm just pushing it out just a little bit more so it fits with a little overhang in my mold. This can be done by hand easily. I'm pressing it down so it sticks. Putting some filling. Squeeze it shut. Oops. Oh, I lost my knife. There we go. Cut off the excess. There we go. And I have a beautiful empanada, which is going on this tray. These will go in the fridge until we're ready to fry. So we'll be back in a little bit. I got 20 out of that dough of this size. If you make them smaller, you will get way more. Back in a minute. Okay, we're frying. I have my fryer set at 350. Now, you can easily do these in a pot, put some oil in it. Even when I'm frying in a pot, I tend to use a thermometer. So if you have access to one, I suggest it. There we go. This is what we've got done already. As I said from the beginning, these can be done, if you're not a pork eater, these can be done with chicken, they can be done with turkey. I've even done them with pulled pork. Same other seasonings, cook process, but choose your meat. You can do beef. I have some filling left over. It's in the fridge right now because I'm trying to decide what exactly I'm going to do with it. But it will probably go in the freezer and I may make tacos or burritos out of it. It's really yummy. So we will be back when these are all fried up and we'll talk then. Here we are, all done. Some going to my daughters, some staying with us. One disappeared already because I hadn't had lunch and it was really good. These can be frozen. They can be made in advance and reheated. If you make them smaller, they're a great little appetizer. I'm going to serve these tonight for dinner with some, I call it faux Spanish rice. I don't have time today. It's been a crazy day. I actually even have bread in the oven. I don't have time today to sit and do traditional Spanish rice. So this is my quick tip hack. Cook rice in chicken broth and add a jar of my homemade salsa. You can also do it using picante sauce from the supermarket. I get the medium for the rice. You can get hot, you can get mild, your choice. My salsa tends to be on the medium-ish side. My husband likes things super hot. I do not. One of the gadgets that I do use making rice is my Instant Pot. I find it's a lifesaver when I'm having a rough day. So I'm doing rice with chicken broth as the liquid in my Instant Pot, and I'm throwing in a can of my salsa, and we will have faux Spanish rice. And trust me, it's pretty damn good. Buon cibo, buon amici, good food, good friends. Please enjoy. Please come back and join us again. We're going to be doing cafe e crema. We are going to be doing sesame cookies. We are going to be doing all kinds of pastas and a lot. So please come back and join us, and if you have any requests, please put them in the comments. I'm compiling a list of what I'm getting in my private messages, and I'm going through that to see what is most requested to do first. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy. Ole.